guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm finally sitting down and filming this Q&A video. I asked you guys on my Instagram, my Snapchat, and also here on YouTube to leave me some questions so that I can answer them, and I'm gonna do just that. I've already went through all of the questions and screenshot the ones that I'm gonna answer. A lot of them were kind of repetitive. A lot of them were about my current relationship status, so I'm just gonna go through and answer you guys' questions. I did get a few people ask me to keep them anonymous, so I'm just gonna go ahead and not mention anyone's name because I don't know if y'all forgot to say you wanted to be anonymous or whatever the case may be. But I'm going in my photos and I'm gonna answer y'all's questions. Okay, the very first question I got was, how did you and Bae meet? I'm gonna keep this real simple, y'all. He slid in my DMs. I gave him the cold shoulder. We ended up meeting up like in person and we hit it off. That's how we met. We met on Instagram. What do you like best about your new job? What I like best about my new job is I get to move and walk around. I think that's one of the main things that kind of deterred me away from corporate America. I just hate having to stay in one spot. I feel like I can't move. I feel restrained. It's almost like prison. So I love that I get to move around. I love that I get to meet so many people. Like, so many people are passing through, important people, celebrities, stuff like that. So I think that's really, really cool. How do you deal with negative people? How do you keep your good spirits? I love you, Perri. I look up to you. Oh, thank you so much. I love you too. How do I deal with negative people? Girl, I don't deal with negative people whatsoever. You have to protect your energy, sis. Like, negative people are just miserable and they want to spew that attitude onto other people, and it's really up to you if you allow that energy in or if you block it out. Of course, being here on YouTube, I get tons of negativity. You guys don't really see it. And I did go ahead and make my comments where I have to approve all of my comments, and that's mainly to protect myself and to protect you guys. If people are constantly putting all that negativity on your page, I feel like it ends up looking like spam. Like, girl, what you got going on? But yeah, I just ignore it. Like, I'm comfortable what I'm doing, and that's all that matters to me. Nobody can tell me about Perri better than Perri can, especially people from the outside looking in. Like, it doesn't faze me whatsoever. This person asked me, are you planning to travel any vacations? I am planning to travel. I have a trip coming up next month and also in October. Hopefully I can squeeze in some other trips in between then. Me and Bae have talked about taking a little trip. We're not sure where exactly, but yeah, we have discussed that, and we most definitely probably will be taking a trip very, very soon. This question says, are you in love? Yes, I am in love, y'all. I know y'all know this because y'all be like, girl, you are glowing. Like, what's going on? We need some of that, y'all. Yes, I am definitely in love and definitely fell very, very quickly. Somebody asked me if I like staying in the apartments I was just at, because I think I saw them and they were like, girl, I didn't know you lived over here. But yeah, I did like staying in those apartments, except for a few minor issues with like the AC units and like the leasing office losing my packages. The complex itself was nice, but yeah, I moved out of that complex because I didn't really want to be there anymore. This person asked, are there any meet and greets this year? I don't have any meet and greets planned for the year. I don't know if I would ever do a meet and greet. I just feel like they're kind of dangerous. I mean, if you see me out in public, I'm not going to be mean or rude. Like, definitely speak and say hello and we can chop it up a bit. But as far as like an organized meetup, I don't see that in the works, but I won't rule it out either. So it depends. Saving and credit tips. Whatever you make out of your income, make sure you take out everything for your bills. Save something and then spend whatever you have left over after you feel like you've put away a comfortable amount in your savings. Savings is so freaking important. I know I've read articles saying that a lot of people just don't have any savings, like, and when they do get savings, something comes up and it's depleted again, so it's like a never-ending cycle. So I just say save as much as you can and try your best not to touch it. Only touch it in absolute emergencies. As far as credit tips, y'all, I think I said I was gonna make a video about credit and I just never did, but some credit tips I would give: sis, stay away from all of the credit cards. I definitely think everybody needs an open line of credit for emergencies, but when you're going to these stores like Old Navy, Gap, Victoria's Secret, all of these stores, they have their own credit cards with the perks and all of that. Try to stay away from them if you know you don't have the discipline to spend responsibly, because they can definitely get you messed up. What I will say though is, if you're trying to build credit, go ahead and maybe get one or two. But I'm gonna tell y'all a trick that my mom used to do when I was growing up, and it used to drive me crazy because I didn't understand why she was doing it. But now that I'm an adult, I definitely feel where you were coming from, Mom. So what she would do is she would have like the store credit cards, just so she can get the perks and the discounts and the birthday offers and all of that good stuff. And when we would go shopping, she would use her coupons at checkout, pay with the credit card to make sure all of the discounts and stuff went through, and then immediately after the cashier was printing the receipt, she was like, I need to pay on this credit card. She would go ahead and pay it off right then, so she wouldn't be stuck paying it later and collecting that interest, if that makes sense. So you're still paying like debit for the discounts, but you can't, you know, get it without the credit card. But if you go ahead and pay it right then, it's almost like you did pay debit. So it's kind of like, oh, she paying it off. Oh, she paying it off. Oh, she paid it off again. And that's going to boost your credit score. Who have you been listening to lately? Lately, I've been listening to my boyfriend's new tape that he just released. I've also been listening to Drake, Scorpion. I've been listening to Future, Beast Mode 2. And I've been listening to Young Dolph a lot. I really like Young Dolph. So, yeah, that's what I've been listening to. Where do you see you and your boyfriend in the next 5 years? Let's see, in 5 years I'll be 30. In 5 years I definitely want to be married, at least one child, in a house, and traveling. That's where I see us in 5 years. I love that he's adventurous and spontaneous, because he don't really seem like the type that would be, but he definitely is. So I think we'll have a really good time together if we stay on the path that we're on. This person asks, what direction do you see your channel going within the next 2 to 3 years? To be honest, I don't even know if YouTube will be popping like that in the next 2 to 3 years. Y'all know I post on here when I can, and I'm actually trying to get back on my Monday, Wednesday, Friday uploading schedule. But as far as like long-term goals here on YouTube, I don't make any. I just kind of go with the flow, because with social media you never really know. Like, I feel like there's always something, a new platform or something coming out, and then people just squirrel, like they'll forget about something, and then they're on to the next. You see what happened with MySpace, you see what happened with Vine. You just never really know. So I don't make any plans regarding social media for the long term, but for right now it's going really well. Next question was, what inspired you to do YouTube? So I originally started YouTube like back in 2012, and that's when the natural hair videos were really popping, and I had kind of sort of just gotten comfortable with my natural hair journey, and all the girls on YouTube had like Alyssa Forever, you know, light skin, really curly hair type thing going on, and I just wasn't really feeling that, because I'm like, dang, where the girls at that look like me, who got these 4C type curls popping? And that's really what inspired me to do YouTube, just to have, you know, another person out there who somebody might be relatable to. How long did you have braces, and do you wear a retainer? I had my braces for about 18 months, so a year and a half, And yes, I do still wear my retainer. I wear it probably once or twice a week, not very often. But I saw a picture, like one of my exes, I don't know if he was just trying to make conversation, but he like randomly sent me a screenshot of like one of our FaceTimes way back when. And y'all, my teeth was messed up. I didn't know they looked like that. My bottom row, I was like, wow. I grabbed my retainer immediately. And then she said, I saw some of your old videos. Your teeth are gorgeous. Thank you, girl. I definitely think oral hygiene is so important. This person asked, I noticed you said you've always dated guys who are so opposite of your current guy. What are some of the differences between them two? Absolutely. My boyfriend now is the first of his kind to make it into my space. Like, I've dated all types of dudes. I've dated a wide array of different young men, and I definitely have to say my current boyfriend is he's just rough around the edges altogether, and I'm definitely not used to that. I'm gonna tell y'all a quick little story. When he originally slid into my DMs, I took one look at his IG page and I was like, sir, how did you arrive here? Like, what am I finna do with you? How did you get here? And I literally gave him the cold shoulder. I was so mean and so rude to him. And I think all he said was like, he was like, what's up? I want to feed you. And I hit him with like, nigga, do I look hungry? Like, what are you talking about? I can feed myself. How the hell you asking me, telling me you want to feed me and you don't even know my name? Like, he didn't even ask me my name. And he was like, huh? He was like, your name Perri Rosa, right? Y'all, when I tell you I died laughing, I was like, dad, he right. Let me relax a little bit. And at that time, I was just kind of going through it with like my old flame. And it just wasn't working. Like, I don't know. We just couldn't get together. Like, we weren't on the same page as far as our needs. Like, we just weren't meeting each other's needs. And I was like, let me just try something different. Like, I wasn't looking for a relationship at all. I definitely wasn't looking to get serious with anyone. I was just like, I'm gonna have a good time. He offered me something to eat, says I'm gonna take my free meal and I'm gonna keep it chucking. Turns out we ended up meeting up in person, and literally he had the best conversation. Like, all of my favorite shows, he was like, yeah, I watched that. We talked about books, we talked about religion, we talked about travel, we talked about so much. And I was like, dang, I would have never expected this kind of conversation coming from you. Like, just from what I saw, I was like, wow, that's crazy. And another thing I really liked was he was so spontaneous. Like, all of my exes would, like, I would let them know I don't want to do something, like I want to go skydiving or something like that, and they'd be like, oh, okay, maybe we'll set that up one day. And then I would never hear about it. Like, with my new boyfriend, I was like, yeah, I want to do this. He was like, oh yeah, I want to go skydiving too, let's go tomorrow. And I was like, wait a minute, what? Like, slow your roll. I was like, how we gonna go tomorrow? He's like, what you mean we gonna go tomorrow? Shoot, I set it up. And I was like, wow, like, I ain't never had that before ever. I was just like so intrigued by his spontaneity and his conversation, and yeah, we just vibed really well, and it took off from there. What do you like most about your current guy? What do I like most? I love the way he looks at me. Like, I just, it just makes me feel so good. Like, I feel so beautiful and wanted, and I don't know, he just has a way of making me smile. I just love that I never had to tell him how to treat me. Like, he immediately, from the first time we met, spoke my love language. Like, we just clicked. I don't know. Somebody asked if, and I don't know where this came from, I would blur out these people's names, but I don't have like no open issues or anything with anybody, so if I blurred out their names, people would be like, huh, who's she talking about? But somebody asked me are you and Unique still friends? I have not spoken with Unique since, like, I think Keisha and I's party. Certainly don't have any issues with her whatsoever, but we just haven't spoken in a while. But I do wish her all the best. And then someone else asked me if Leah and I are still cool. Yes, Leah and I are cool. Y'all know I love her. I've definitely plugged her on my channel before and let y'all know to go watch her vlogs. And we were just actually talking about how we need to hang out more. The last time we hung out, we went to like one of her work events with Control, and I think it was Rennie DeVoe's birthday party, and y'all, we had such a good time partying with them older people. Like, they were so lit. It was just lit all together. Me and Bae had plans to get married. We just met in like mid-March, so no, we don't have any plans to get married right now. It is something that we discuss like as a want, and we definitely do both want to get married someday, but no, we're not looking at that right now. Where did me and Bae meet? I already answered that, Instagram. And they asked, how do your parents feel about him? So my parents have met him, and it's so funny. It's so funny. They like him. He's cool. Like, he's definitely a likable person. Like, he just talks to everybody. Like, he's so friendly. We're so different in that regard. Like, I'll go somewhere and like just be quiet, and everywhere we go, he literally knows somebody. And yeah, he's just an all-around likable person. And what's funny is I think I have mentioned that we're from like the same hometown, and me and my mom was looking at like one of his family photos. Like, it was him and his cousins and mom and aunt and grandparents and all of that, and I seen my mama squint her eye. And y'all, when she squint her eye, I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. She was like, Perri, what's his mama name? I told her his mom's name. She was like, yep, I know her. I went to school with him. I went to school with his mom and his daddy. I know his daddy too. And then she ran back to my daddy and was like, Charles, guess who Perri date? He was like, who? You remember such and such? He was like, yeah, I remember them. He was like, his auntie still stay in Atlanta. And I was like, oh my god. But I got so nervous when she asked me who his mom was, because his family is from the east side of town and my family is from the east side of town. So I thought she was going to say something crazy like, Perri, that's your cousin. Y'all, when I tell you, I would have died had that happened. But no, they like him, so yeah. Someone asked me, do you regret leaving corporate America? Did you have a plan before you just quit? And what advice would you give someone wanting to leave corporate America? So number one, do I regret leaving corporate America? Hell no. Corporate America was not for me. It's definitely not for everybody. The only thing I kind of miss is like, I knew when and how much my paychecks were gonna be every 2 weeks. That's about the only thing that I miss. Other than that, no. Did you have a plan before you just quit? I had an idea. I wouldn't necessarily say I had put a plan into motion. I was working on it, but sometimes when you know it's time to go, you just know it's time to go. And for me, there is no price for peace. I just couldn't do it. It was disrupting my day-to-day life. I was just like, no, this is not for me. I'm gonna have to go ahead and go. And yeah, as far as the advice I would give someone, I would say if it's not that bad, like if it's tolerable, I definitely would suggest having a plan in place and working on that plan and having another income established before you just up and quit. But like I said, only you can know when is your time to go from your job if you're planning on leaving. Someone asked me what are my favorite scents. My favorite scent is Chanel Mademoiselle, the first one and the second one. Favorite lipstick slash lip gloss. The one I've been wearing the most is the Fenty Gloss Bomb. I love it. It looks good on all skin tones. It lasts for a really long time. I love the applicator. I love the packaging. And I love Riri. Like, I just love that. As far as lipsticks, I don't really wear lipsticks like that anymore, just being honest. As you can see, I got a glossy lip. But this is not the Fenty Gloss Bomb. This is a MAC color, but I don't remember the name of it. Favorite clothing stores. For one, I hate going to the mall. It gives me so much anxiety. But as far as online shopping, I love Fashion Nova. I really like Shein as an affordable clothing site. And I really like Pretty Little Thing. But the funny thing is, I ain't never ordered from there. I just be seeing everybody else's outfits and I be like, dang, that's cute. But it's just not like my go-to right now. And then I got one good budgeting tip. One good budgeting tip. I'm gonna say, and this is because recently I've been carrying a lot of cash just because of my job. I'm gonna say, if you have like bills on auto pay, when you get your paycheck, leave the money on your card for bills only, and then anything else, if possible, like something that you haven't put in your savings account, take it out and use cash. It definitely keeps you from overspending. Like when I just have all of my money on my debit card, I see something, swipe, swipe, swipe. I'm just constantly swiping because I don't really monitor my account like that. So that can get you into a lot of trouble if you are not careful. But when I have cash on hand, like let's just say, okay, I have $100 here. I need to get $30 worth of gas. I want to get something to eat. And then it's like, okay, I can physically see how much money I have left. So when I start getting down like below 50 or in the 30s, I'm like, dang, I don't got that much cash left. I need to slow down and I need to make this stretch. So that would be my budgeting tip. Like however much cash you have, it's just easier to monitor your money when you can physically see it. Okay, you guys, so those are all of the questions that I'm gonna answer in my Q&A. I hope you guys really enjoyed the videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. Mwah.